Hello and welcome to my channel, From Fertility to Delivery. My name is Dayna, and thank you so much for being here and continuing to show up, not just for my videos, but for your future baby, your future son or daughter that's kind of tugging on you to listen to some of these videos and get a little interested in the information that I have. So that's exciting. With regards to the video today I wanted to talk about gentle C-sections and how you can incorporate hypnobirthing for a gentle C-section. Now, there are 95% of births that are not high risk, and it is that high, even though it doesn't look like it, but there are the 5% of births that are high risk. And we still have to address those births. Also, there are births that are considered high risk just because the first birth was a C-section. So the medical industry requires or recommends that you do have, after you have a C-section, that's it. You just keep on having them for the potential future births. And that is a personal preference for you because many women have had VBACs, vaginal birth, after cesarean. And that's what a VBAC is basically, and they've had a lot of success. So instead of, depending on where you're at and what's going on, there are, in that 5%, you have preeclampsia, where the high blood pressure, there's some issues with gestational diabetes, where they want to monitor you. There's also issues with placenta previa, where the placenta is covering the cervix. I mean, how are you going to have a natural birth when you have that? So we have to take all of those things into consideration. So when you're unable to have a natural birth because of the high risk situation that you're in, and everything is pointing towards a C-section, you do have a way to still have those moments and the benefits of having as if you were having a vaginal birth. And I'm going to go over some of them right now. I found an article that talks about this. I'll link this in the video. It's on Healthline. And it talks about what a gentle C-section is. So we're just going to go over some of those things. So in a traditional C-section, you have a surgical gown. So you have what they provide you at the hospital or in theater, or in the operating room, the OR. And in a gentle C-section, and I'm just looking at my notes, you can actually wear your own clothes. So there's a little difference with that. You feel a little bit more comfortable in that environment. And when you have a traditional cesarean C-section, there's a lot of monitors all over the place. In a gentle C-section, they're putting the monitors in, they're positioned away from the body, which allows for a little bit more freedom and a little bit more, less frequency emitters moving all around you, basically. And the actual surgery in a traditional C-section, it's performed with a curtain. And you see that a lot where you see the picture of the baby and there's a curtain and with the mom on the chest, but the curtain is blocked, so you can't see anything. In a gentle C-section, the curtain is clear. Like a clear shower curtain, basically. So you're able to see a little bit more. You have more visibility of what's happening, what's going on during the actual operation. Then with regards to a traditional C-section, the baby is delivered quickly, and the umbilical cord is cut right after, and everything is like quick, and so there's not enough time for the bonding of that baby. So in a gentle C-section, what these notes are saying is that the baby is walked out or gently brought out of the actual area, the uterus, and instantly placed on your chest for you to have that skin-to-skin contact, and there is delayed cord clamping. What is delayed cord clamping? Instead of quickly going to cut the cord, and they usually ask the dad in the room or the partner or the significant person in the room that's with the mother to cut that cord, the baby and the placenta are really one. They've been one for 9 months in the womb. So to separate them in a very short and abrupt way it can be seen as detrimental. Number one, a lot of blood is moving from the placenta to the baby, and that baby needs that blood. That cord blood isn't supposed to be stored for, a future emergency. You can do that if you want to. There's cord blood clinics that hold blood for you. But ideally, that baby needs all of that blood to flow back into them before the cord is cut. And the cord, basically, it does need to be white and not pulsating before you cut it. Cutting it too soon, you're actually not giving the baby enough blood. And that could cause complications with regards to the actual baby and the birth. So delayed cord clamping is very, very common. It's becoming more and more common, and you have to do some research about it and ask about it. But that is a part of a gentle C-section, so that's wonderful. And again, like we talked about, the baby is instantly moved to skin on your chest, and you can have that contact, you have that one-on-one connection with them, as opposed to they're whisked off and cleaned up and then brought back to you. It's actually very important for them to have that sticky vernix on their body, for them to continue to have not an instant wash. They're not supposed to instantly make them sterile. They actually need to, it's wonderful for them to actually have some of the natural juices on them for a while, because it helps their skin. You see sometimes that babies have a lot of dry, flaky skin, and that's because they were just, they were born, they were washed, and then all of those beautiful chemicals that they've been marinating in for 9 months are taken off of them. So that's kind of tricky. So basically, those stay on them, and you are able to have that skin-on-skin contact with them. And breastfeeding can happen within the hour of birth, and that's called the golden hour, where you're able to make eye contact and connect with the baby. In a natural water birth, you would be doing that in the birthing tub for the first hour, just having those moments with the baby, which is so wonderful. The oxytocin that's created in the pituitary gland is excited, and it lubricates the body, it lubricates the mind, and you have all these feel-good feelings after the birth. It's really beautiful. So I want all of you to experience that, and you can have that with a gentle C-section. Of course, if you're interested in a VBAC, that's also something you can do, but you talk to your healthcare provider about it. So how does hypnobirthing connect with all of these modalities? How can you use hypnobirthing, which is what I teach, Bliss-Born Hypnobirthing? I have a class online on my website. And you can actually use the tools that you learn in hypnobirthing, calming the mind, being clear, being relaxed, and moving and going into a gentle C-section, so that you can have a very slow-paced environment in your mind to really go in deep and be able to deal with anything that happens during the C-section. So you can still use hypnobirthing for an actual C-section, even whether it's traditional or it's gentle. So for those of you that are in that 5% that are high risk, I don't want you to feel left out in this whole process, because you can still have some of the attributes that are very important for a natural birth that goes through the vaginal canal. So there's room at the table for everyone. So I wanted to bring these points up and make sure that you know and you're aware about them. So check out that link. It's healthline.com, and I'll put that in the description. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And I do have a channel on Rumble. My website is fromfertilitytodelivery.com. And again, please email me with questions you have. Again, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm a certified hypnobirthing instructor, and I am a spiritual fertility coach, and basically self-taught. A lot of things in life are self-taught. There's a lot of money coaches out there that they're not a professor, but they have a lot of money, so they know how to make money and help you make money. So that's something, because of the effortlessness in my experience, I know that I can't keep it to myself. I have to share it with the world. And this is what it looks like. It's interesting to bring this to all of you, and it's a journey, and I'm happy to be here, and I hope you're happy to be here as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to be hungry for this information and be open to it, because it is a little different. Speaking of the spiritual aspects of all of this, and also being open to hypnobirthing, because this is the original, normal, natural way that humans were designed to give birth. And we thank God for C-sections and intervention, because it has saved a lot of lives and it has saved a lot of births. So I'm not ever going to poo-poo it, but at the same time, we are moving back to a less fearful childbirth experience, where we take back our power and our birthright, because we are built to give birth. No matter what anyone tells you, you're built to give birth, and you can do it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Thank you for being here. Email me with any questions from fertilitytodelivery@gmail.com. And I look forward to offering more information and working with you to get to your goal, which is a super, super soft baby in your arms and creating your family. Thank you for being here.